Welcome back to the farm. So, on today's episode of What's on My Bench, or at least what's on my bench at the house, we have a Kohler engine, 149cc, off of a Lawn Boy. This is a 4-stroke variety. The earlier Lawn Boys obviously had the 2-stroke that most people are more accustomed to seeing. This happens to be a fairly late version, and it is using a Kohler 4-stroke. This one, however, happens to be leaking oil pretty dramatically. Someplace along that seam where the crankcase and the oil sump or base, I've heard it considered both ways, where those meet up. And I think that gasket or sealer, I'm not sure if it is a paper gasket or not, but that is what I believe to be leaking. So we're going to pull the 7 bolts out of this thing and knock it apart and see what we see. So we got the sump off of it. And right over here, see this piece of gasket? It's got quite a bit of tension on it, out of position, and it's still pretty well stuck over there. This piece over here, you can actually see the line where it was pinched, I guess, underneath that. My guess is that this thing sort of blew, if you will, got sucked in more so than blew out, because it's on the inside of the case. But point being that it was out of position, not where it should have been, and that's where the leak came from. Just got off the phone with the customer, and rather than wait about a week for a new gasket, he said, "Do you think you can just make one?" Well, thought I might give it a shot. I think I did all right on this one. All the holes look like they're going to line up. Over here got a little wonky. You can see the pen line there still from where I sort of had to guess what it was going to look like and then trim it and guess and trim it and guess, and this is what we're left with. We did talk about, maybe putting some sealer on this, thinking some black RTV. I think the gasket by itself would be okay, but obviously the other gasket had issues, so if there's some problem that can be alleviated with a little bit of RTV, we're going to give that a shot. Got the sump cover back on, bolts tightened up, and as always, you want to check your seam just to see how much squeeze out you got going on. Not a whole lot here, which is good. That's going to give you the indication on what's going on the inside, and you certainly don't want great big gobs of sealer, running down or hanging out on the inside of the case. It might come off later and get stuck someplace. Let that set up overnight. Toss it back on the mower deck tomorrow and get the rest of that all put back together. Customer will be pretty happy. Going to be about a 48-hour turnaround. As you can see, got the motor back on. Ran a couple passes here to bring it up to temp just to make sure that nothing's really wrong with it. And I'll leave you guys with a clip of it running here. No drips, no leaks. I think we're all good. Customer should be really happy on this one. Let me know if you guys like this kind of stuff. Leave me a comment. Anybody ever have this happen to them on one of these motors? Let me know. Happy to hear from you.